discuss about coal mine explosion. Coal mine explosion. So what is coal mine explosion? You'll come to know from this. So these coal mine explosions, what does it mean? What is an explosion? What is an explosion? So explosion is a sudden combustion process of great intensity. Explosion is nothing but a sudden combustion process of great intensity. It is accompanied by release of large quantities of heat energy and development of pressure. So whenever there will be explosion, large quantities of heat energy will be generated and there will be pressure development also. In explosion, the original gas is methane. In explosion, the original gas is methane and solid substance coal is converted instantaneously into gaseous products. So the original gas methane, when it comes in contact with the oxygen, explosion takes place, and along with that some solid substance coal may be present, which is converted instantaneously into gaseous products. Explosion means you will get a lot of gas explosion. So an explosion is also invariably accompanied by violence on a large scale. So what is mine explosions? Mine explosions are generally regarded as a serious and constant hazard in underground coal mines. In underground coal mines, it is a serious hazard. In coal mines, explosions are caused by ignition of the fire damp, which is called your fire damp explosion, ignition of coal dust, which is called coal dust explosion. So in coal mines, there are two types of explosions are found. One is fire damp explosion, the other one is coal dust explosion. So the fire damp explosion is because of the ignition of the fire damp. Similarly, the coal dust explosion is because of ignition of the coal dust, or there may be a mixed explosion by both fire damp and coal dust. When they mix together, they will produce a mixed explosion, uh, which is a combination of fire damp explosion and coal dust explosion. But in metal mines, explosions are due to the sulfide dust present in iron pyrite. If it is a metal mine, if it is a coal mine, fire damp explosion will be there, coal dust explosion will be there, or a both mixed explosion. But in metal mines, explosions also take place due to sulfide dust because of the presence of sulfide dust, which is nothing but your iron pyrite. Iron pyrite dust can also cause explosion in coal metal mines. In India, between 1900 and 1980, there were 21 explosions occurred in various mines. If the statistics is taken, then the mine explosion has taken place in India. 21 number of explosions has occurred in India between 1900 and 1980, which we have already discussed in our previous classes. The worst disaster due to mine explosion took place in Dhori Kalyari in the year 1965, when 268 miners were killed. So we have discussed in the previous classes that in Dhori Kalyari in the year 1965, a coal mine explosion took place where 268 miners were killed. So let us discuss what is fire damp explosion. What is fire damp explosion? So what is fire damp? What is fire damp? Yesterday we have discussed what is fire damp. Fire damp is nothing but your methane gas. Fire damp is nothing but CH4, methane gas. So in the last class yesterday, we have discussed the various properties of the methane. Various properties of the methane in the quiz class. In the last quiz class, we have discussed about the various properties of the methane gas. So fire damp, methane gas is also called fire damp because it catches fire very easily. That is why methane gas is also called a fire damp. So the term fire damp come from which place? The term fire damp refers to the natural gas mixtures emanating from the strata of coal mines. The term fire damp refers to the natural gas mixtures emanating from the strata of coal mines. Such gas mixture consists chiefly of methane gas. The gas mixture consists chiefly of methane gas CH4 with small traces of other combustible gases like ethane C2H6 and ethylene C2H4. Okay, so along with fire damp, along with methane, the other gases are also present in the coal mines, like small traces of other combustible gases like ethane C2H6 and ethylene C2H4. Therefore, fire damp is often considered synonymous with methane. Fire damp is often considered synonymous with methane. Methane means fire damp. Fire damp means methane. So the property of the fire damp or methane, the methane gas bonds in air when ignited. If you ignite the methane gas, it will burn in air with a pale blue flame, but when it is mixed with air, it can explode on ignition. So the methane gas burns in air when ignited. If a fire source is there, if you ignite the methane gas, it will burn in air with a pale blue flame. The flame which will come out from the burning is pale blue flame. But when it is mixed with the air, it can explode on ignition. Also, uh, mm, it can explode when it is mixed with the air. Whenever oxygen will come in contact with methane, so it will burn as well as it can also explode. So the combustion or explosion takes place according to the following equation. So what happens when methane CH4 comes in contact with oxygen and nitrogen? So there is a combustion or explosion takes place. Whenever methane gas and oxygen and nitrogen from the atmosphere they mix together, there may be explosion which takes place according to the following equation. CH4 plus 2 times oxygen plus 4 times nitrogen is equal to, it will produce carbon dioxide gas, it will produce water molecules, and it will produce 8 part of nitrogen. So whenever the methane gas comes in contact with oxygen and nitrogen from the atmosphere, there will be reaction and there will be explosion, and the products of explosion will be carbon dioxide, water molecules, and nitrogen. So two factors are essential to cause a fire damp explosion. So there are two factors responsible for fire damp explosion. So in the previous here in the equation, this equation, methane, and whenever it will come in contact with oxygen and nitrogen from the atmosphere, you will get carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, and water molecules. So there will be huge volume of gas which will be produced from the combustion, from the explosion of methane gas in the form of carbon dioxide and nitrogen gas along with water molecules, water vapors. So there are two factors which are responsible to cause a fire damp explosion. So fire damp in inflammable explosive proportions mixed with the right amount of air should be there. So when explosion is going to take place, when you will get fire damp explosion, so the fire damp in inflammable explosive proportions should be mixed with the right amount of air, then only explosion is going to take place. And this is the first condition. Second condition for the explosion, fire damp explosion to take place is a suitable igniting agent should be present. A fire source should be there to ignite the mixture. So a suitable igniting agent should be present like a matchbox or some other source of uh, ignition should be there to start the explosion. So the methane gas mixed with the air, when some igniting agent is there, ignition source is there, so explosion is going to take place. So for an explosion to take place, two factors are responsible. First is fire damp and air and suitable igniting agent. Okay. So what is an inflammable mixture? What do you mean by inflammable mixture? Inflammable mixture is that which contains methane gas and air at certain proportions. Methane gas and air at certain proportions, uh, which, when ignited, will allow the flame to be self-propagated throughout the mixture in all directions, independent of and away from the source of ignition. So what is inflammable mixture? Inflammable mixture is that which contains methane gas and air at certain proportions, and which, when ignited, will allow the flame to be self-propagated throughout the mixture in all directions, independent of and away from the source of ignition. So after ignition take place, it will spread throughout the area. So that is the property of the inflammable mixture. So what do you mean by limits of flammability? Flammable limits or explosive limits? What do you mean by limits of flammability, flammable limits, or explosive limits? The flammable limits of methane air mixtures are the limits of concentration of methane gas in the air between which a flame can be propagated throughout the mixture. A flammable, the flammable limits of methane air mixtures are the limits of concentration of methane gas in the mine air between which a flame can be propagated throughout the mixtures. In the boundary line mixtures with minimum and maximum concentration of methane gas in the air, which if ignited will just propagate flame, are known as the lower flammable limit and upper flammable or explosive limits. there are two limits are there: lower flammable limit, upper flammable limit, or lower explosive limit, upper explosive limit. This is the boundary line. The boundary line mixtures with minimum and maximum concentration of methane gas in mine air, which if ignited will just propagate flame, or flame are known as the lower limits of lower flammable limits, or and upper flammable limits, or lower explosive limits or upper explosive limits. So the lowest percentage of methane gas in air that yields an inflammable mixture is called the lower flammable limits, LFL. What is lower flammable limit? The lowest percentage of methane gas in the mine air that yields an inflammable mixture is called the lower flammable limit. The highest percentage of methane gas in mine air that yields a similar mixture is called the upper flammable limit, UFL. What is upper flammable limit? The highest percentage of methane gas in mine air that yields a similar mixture is called the upper flammable limit. So you should understand what is lower flammable limit, what is upper flammable limit. So the lower flammable limit of fire damp is 5%. The lower limit of inflammability of the fire damp in air is 5%. 5% means 33 gram per cubic meter of methane gas in mine air. If 5% of methane gas is there in the mine air, then it is called lower limit of inflammability. Or in grams per cubic meter, it is 33 gram per cubic meter of gas present, methane gas present in mine air. That is lower limit of inflammability. And what is the higher limit of inflammability? Upper limit of inflammability, that is 15%. 5%, 15%. Upper one is 15%, lower one is 5%. So 15% means 100 gram per cubic meter of methane gas in mine air. If it is present, then it is called higher limit of inflammability. These are the two boundary lines, 5% and 15% methane gas if present in the mine air, then explosion is going to take place. So this is called the flammable limits of fire damp in mine air. Okay. Then presence of other combustible gases. Presence of other combustible gases like ethane gas, carbon monoxide gas, carbon dioxide gas, ethane, carbon monoxide gas, hydrogen gas, etc. reduces the lower flammable limit of the mixture. Presence of other combustible gases like ethane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, etc. reduces the lower flammability limit of the mixture. So how to calculate the lower flammability limit of mixture of gases can be determined by the Le-Chatelier relationship is there. This relationship is called your Le-Chatelier relationship. Lower limit of mixture of gases can be determined. Lower flammable limits of mixture of gases can be determined by the Le-Chatelier relationship equation. 100 by capital L is equal to P1 by L1, P2 by L2, P3 by L3, where P1, P2, P3 are the percentage of component of gases in the mixture, and uh, total summation of P1, P2, P3, etc. is 100. and L1, L2, L3 are uh, L1, L2, L3, their percentage lower limits. This is the L is lower limit. Okay, so L1, L2, L3, three gases are there. Suppose in the mixture of there are three gases are there, L1, L2, L3, their percentage lower limits, and P1, P2, P3 are the percentage of the component of the gases in the mixture. So the summation of this P1 plus P2 plus P3 should be 100. Okay, so this is the equation used to calculate the lower flammable limit of a gas mixture. This equation is called Le-Chatelier relationship. So flammable limits of combustible gases are given in this table: percentage by volume, lower limit, upper limit. Acetylene gas, C2H2, its lower limit of flammability is 2.5, upper limit of flammability is 80% by volume. Carbon monoxide gas, its lower limit of flammability is 12.5% and upper limit of flammability is 74%. Ethane gas, C2H6, lower limit of flammability is 3.2%, upper limit of flammability is 12.5%. Ethylene, C2H4, lower limit of flammability is 3.1% and upper limit of flammability is 32%. Hydrogen gas, lower limit of flammability is 4.1%, upper limit of flammability is 46%. Methane gas, CH4, lower limit of flammability is 5%. Ammonia, lower limit of flammability is 15%, upper limit of flammability is 28%. So these are the different gases: acetylene gas, carbon monoxide gas, ethane gas, ethylene gas, hydrogen sulfide gas, methane gas, ammonia gas, whose lower limit of flammability and upper limit of flammability is given. So here methane, you see the methane gas, lower limit of flammability is 5.4%, upper limit of flammability is 14.8%. So we usually take it as 5% and 15%. So there is a diagram which is called your Cowards diagram. So the Cowards diagram shows the limits of explosibility with different percentage of fire damp and oxygen. The Cowards diagram shows the limits of explosibility with different percentage of fire damp and oxygen. It has significance during sealing up of a fire in a gassy coal mine, when reopening a sealed up area in a gassy coal mine. So the Cowards diagram is used during sealing of a fire in a gassy coal mine and when reopening the sealed up area uh, in a coal mine. You need the help of the Cowards diagram. So this diagram is called your Cowards diagram. You just see uh, on the x-axis methane gas is there, on the y-axis oxygen is there. So this graph shows the Cowards diagram. This diagram is called your Cowards diagram. So methane gas is plotted on the x-axis and oxygen percentage is plotted on the y-axis. So we have seen that the upper limit of flammability of methane gas is 14.8. This is 14.8. P is the 14.8. And lower limit of flammability of methane gas, lower limit is your 4.8. This is y point 4.8. 4.8 is 4.4. 4.4. Lower limit of flammability of methane gas is and 5.4 here. 5.4. Y is the 5.4. P is the 14.8. So this you could draw. So you'll get this triangle, XYZ triangle. This is the explosive area. This is the explosion area. So this diagram is called a Cowards diagram. This diagram is called the Cowards diagram. So if the percentage of methane gas and the oxygen falls in this diagram, in this triangle, then it is highly explosive in nature. Explosive in nature. So, so this area, this is not capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. This area not capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. And this area also, this area capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. This area is very much capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. But this area, left side, this area is not capable of forming explosive mixtures. Okay, and beyond this value, mixture which cannot be produced from methane air mixture. So this is the upper one, this is the lower one. So this diagram XYZ is called the explosive area. If your mixture of methane gas and oxygen falls in this zone, then it is highly explosive in nature. Explosion is going to take place. Okay, so this diagram is called your Cowards diagram. So what is Cowards diagram? All mixtures lying within the triangular area XYZ are in themselves explosive in nature. Cowards diagram means all mixtures lying within the triangular area XYZ are in themselves explosive. All mixtures lying to the right of PYZ, PYZ, right of PYZ contain too much of methane gas to explode, but they will form explosive mixtures when mixed with the right amount of air, when mixed with the right amount of air. Okay, so what is Cowards diagram? Cowards diagram, all mixtures lying within the triangular area XYZ are in themselves explosive in nature. All mixtures lying to the right of PYZ contain too much of methane gas to explode, but they will form explosive mixtures when mixed with the right amount of air. All mixtures lying to the left of PYX are neither explosive nor capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. So all mixtures lying to the left side, that is PYX, left side of PYX, are neither explosive nor capable of forming explosive mixtures with air. The lower limit of explosibility remains almost constant at about 5.4% for all percentage of oxygen down to about 12.5%. lower limit of explosibility remains almost constant at about 5.4% for all percentage of oxygen down to about 12.5%. The higher limit of explosibility gradually decreases from 14.8% to about 6% with decreasing oxygen percentage. No percentage of fire damp is explosive when the oxygen percentage is 12 or less. If the oxygen percentage has come down to 12 in the mine air, then there will be no explosion. There will be no explosion. No percentage of explosive is explosive when the oxygen percentage in mine air is 12 or less than 12. A fire, because you will not get sufficient oxygen for explosion to take place. A fire damp air mixture may become explosive when diluted with an appropriate quantity of air, which brings the new mixture within the limits of the triangle XYZ in the Cowards diagram. So this is the description about the Cowards diagram. So what are the factors? What are the factors which affect the inflammable limits? Lower limit of inflammability, upper limit of inflammability. What are the factors which affect the limits of inflammability? The limits of flammability are not fundamental characteristics of the gas, but depend on the experimental conditions. The limiting percentage or limiting mixtures of flammability are influenced by the presence of other combustible gases or presence of other inert gases, temperature, pressure, intensity of turbulence, diameter of the experimental tube, direction of flame propagation, oxygen concentration, intensity of igniting source, presence of coal dust. These are the factors which affect the flammability limit. The limits of flammability are not fundamental characteristics of the gas, but depend on the experimental condition too. The limiting percentage or limiting mixtures of flammability are influenced by the presence of other combustible gases or other inert gases. The temperature, pressure, and the intensity of turbulence, diameter of the experimental tube, direction of flame propagation, oxygen concentration, intensity of igniting source, presence of coal dust. So these are the factors which affect the inflammable limit of the gas mixture. So what is ignition temperature? What do you mean by ignition temperature? The lowest temperature to which an inflammable mixture must be raised in order to set the mixture aflame is called the ignition temperature or ignition point. What is ignition temperature or ignition point? The lowest temperature to which an inflammable mixture must be raised in order to set the mixture aflame is called the ignition temperature or the ignition point. The ignition point of pure methane in oxygen is 550 degrees centigrade. The ignition point of pure methane in oxygen is 550 degrees centigrade. Ignition temperature of fire damp air mixture usually taken as 650 degree centigrade to 750 degree centigrade. Okay, so this is all about ignition temperature. So ignition temperature, it is not a definite temperature, but it depends upon many factors. The ignition temperature is not a definite temperature, but it depends on many factors like nature of the source of ignition, whether a flame is there or a spark is there, shape and size of the space where ignition occurs, methane content of the mine atmosphere, temperature of the surroundings, pressure of the surroundings, oxygen concentration, presence of other gases, inert gases, turbulence, movement. So these are the factors which determine the ignition temperature is dependent on these factors. Then what is lag on ignition? What is lag on ignition? What is lag on ignition? The fire damp air mixture does not immediately burst into flame when it has been raised to its ignition temperature. After attaining the ignition temperature, immediately the fire damp air mixture is not going to burst into a flame. So it will take some time, and that time is called lag on ignition. The fire damp air mixture does not immediately burst into flame when it has been raised to its ignition temperature. So the latter temperature must be maintained for a definite interval of time to ensure that flame will appear. Before the flame comes, uh, the time which is taken is called the lag on ignition. The interval of time that elapses between the exposure of methane air mixture to an igniting source and the appearance of flame is called the pre-flame period, which is called a pre-flame period. Before the flame comes, that is called pre-flame period, and the duration of this period is called the lag on ignition. So this is the definition about the lag on ignition. During this period, the rate of heat production during this period, the rate of heat production progressively increases and the temperature also rises very fast. So this is all about lag on ignition. So the lag on ignition is not constant but varies. The lag on ignition is not constant. It varies with temperature of the igniting source, methane percentage in the gas mixture. Higher the source temperature, shorter the lag ignition. So if the methane percentage 6.5% of methane source is the source of ignition is 700 degrees centigrade, lag is 11 seconds. If methane percentage is 6.5%, source temperature, ignition temperature is 1170 degrees centigrade, lag on ignition is 0.01 second only. So this is the difference. If the temperature is very high, there will be less time and lag on ignition. And if the temperature, ignition source temperature is 700 degrees centigrade, lag is 11 seconds. So this is lag on ignition. 11 second is the lag on ignition temperature. Ignition 0.01 second is the lag on ignition. Okay. Then what is direct blast and what is backlash? What is direct blast? What is backlash? Methane explosions are characterized by two distinct phases. Two distinct phases are there. One is direct blast, the other one is backlash. The direct blast, indirect blast, or backlash. The backlash is also called indirect blast. What is direct blast? In direct blast, a pressure wave of great force and speed travels ahead of the explosion flame. So in the direct blast, a pressure wave of great force and speed travels ahead of explosion flame. In the backlash or indirect blast, the backlash or indirect blast is caused by the vacuum arising out of cooling of explosion gases. and condensation of water vapor. So how does backlash take place? The backlash is caused by the vacuum which is created arising out of the cooling of the explosion gases and condensation of the water vapor. In that case, you get backlash. So it is of less intensity. Backlash is of less intensity than the direct blast and traverses the same path backwards. Backlash travels backwards. Backlash, that is why it is called backlash. It travels your backwards, whereas direct blast travels forwards. So explosion flame, what do you mean by explosion flames? When the concentration of methane gas is greater than 9.5%. When the concentration of methane gas is greater than 9.5%, two types of explosion flames occur, the primary flame and the secondary flame. Okay, when the concentration of methane gas is greater than 9.5%, there are two types of explosion flames occur. One is called primary flame, second one is called secondary flame. What is primary flame? The primary flame propagates travels at a very great speed and consumes the entire available oxygen. Consumes the entire available oxygen. The secondary flame is produced by the burning of the unburnt gas. Secondary flame is produced by the burning of the unburnt gas with the help of the oxygen supplied by the backlash. Oxygen supplied by the backlash. It propagates slowly in the opposite direction to that of the primary flame at a lower velocity. So this is the difference between primary flame, secondary flame. Primary flame is because of the direct blast. Secondary flame is because of the backlash. And the primary flame travels in the forward direction. Secondary flame travels in the backward direction. This is the difference between primary flame and secondary flame. So there are two types of flames produced because of the explosion. One is primary flame, secondary flame. Second one is secondary flame. So what is the effect of high pressure and temperature? If pressure is high, temperature is high, what will happen? Effect of high pressure and high temperature. By suddenly compressing the gas mixture, both temperature and pressure are raised simultaneously. If the gas mixture is suddenly compressed, then both temperature and pressure will rise simultaneously. And it has been found possible to ignite in this way a mixture containing as little as 2% and as much as 75% of methane. So if the temperature and pressure is increased because of compressing the gases, then there will be uh, uh, the mixture will ignite uh, at high pressure and temperature, even containing as little as 2% and as much as 75% of methane gas. If the pressure of gas mixture is raised to 125 atmospheric pressure, the higher limit is about 46%. Higher limits of flammability is 46%. This is very important because it shows that the pressure waves or hot compressed gases of an explosive may, during short firing, ignite a wider range of fire damp air mixture in breaks or cavities behind the face. So this is the effect of high pressure and high temperature on the ignition of the fire damp. Okay, then effect of black damp on inflammability. Black damp, carbon dioxide, a, a mixture of carbon dioxide and excess nitrogen is called black damp. What is black damp? Black damp is a mixture of carbon dioxide and excess nitrogen. So what is the effect of black damp on inflammability? Black damp has very little effect in diminishing the danger of an explosion. Black damp, or a mixture of carbon dioxide and nitrogen, has very little effect in diminishing the danger of an explosion. For all percentage of excess nitrogen or of ordering black damp up to about 35%, the lower limit of inflammability remains unaffected, being between 5% and 6%. Higher inflammability Higher inflammability is 14.8% when no black damp is present, and it gradually falls to about 6% as the percentage of black damp increases up to 35%. So the upper limit and the lower limit then coincide. Upper limit and lower limit coincide. When the percentage of black damp is greater than 35%, the atmosphere becomes non-inflammable with any percentage of methane. If the black damp consists solely of carbon dioxide, if the black damp is only carbon dioxide, a condition never met with within a mine. If the black damp consists solely of carbon dioxide, at least 25% of carbon dioxide would be required to render the mixture non-inflammable with any of percentage of methane. So this is the effect of black damp on inflammability. So what are explosion characteristics? What are explosion characteristics? Explosion flame will be there, explosion flame temperature, explosion pressure, flame length, velocity of propagation of flame or flame velocity. So these are called the explosion characteristics. These are called your explosion characteristics. There will be explosion flame temperature, explosion pressure, flame length, length of the flame, velocity of propagation of the flame or flame velocity. These are the four characteristics of explosion within explosion. What is flame temperature? What is flame temperature? It is the temperature which occurs just at the moment of explosion of a flammable fire damp air mixture. It is the temperature, flammable temperature is the temperature which occurs just at the moment of explosion of a flammable fire damp air mixture. This flammable temperature, flame temperature, depends upon the concentration of fire damp, uniformity of the mixture of gases, turbulence, movement, confinement, and heat losses. It is maximum at the stoichiometric concentration and is less at the lower and upper flammable limits. So what is stoichiometric concentration? The adiabatic flame temperature for a stoichiometric methane air mixture is 2200 Kelvin. The adiabatic flame temperature for a stoichiometric methane air mixture is 2200 degree Kelvin. So what is explosion pressure? It depends upon the flame temperature and the confinement. What is explosion pressure? It depends upon the flame temperature and confinement. The maximum explosion pressure of methane air mixture, that is 760 milligram of mercury at 20 degrees centigrade, when ignited in a closed vessel, is given as 7.2 bar. The maximum explosion pressure of methane air mixture when ignited in a closed vessel is given as 7.2 bar. In mine workings, explosion pressure is much higher than this because the shockwave traveling ahead of explosion flame compresses any fire damp accumulation encountered on its way to a pressure greater than 1 bar. Upon ignition of such an accumulation, the resulting explosion pressure will be much greater than 7 bar. Therefore, severe damage due to explosions does not occur at the seat of explosion but away from it. Explosion pressure. Okay. So this is about explosion pressure. Then what is flame length? What is flame length? Experiments in the United USBM experimental coal mine showed that the length of flame increases as the gas concentration in a gas zone increases. Length of the flame also increases as the gas concentration increases. So the flame length increases from the lower limit of flammability to about 12%, after which it decreases. The length of the flame is directly proportional to the volume of the zone and concentration of fire damp in the mixture. For a given roadway cross-section, the total flame length is 4.5 times the length of the gas zone for 9.5% mixture and 5 times the length of the 12% mixture for 12% mixture. This is flame length. What is flame length? Then what is velocity of propagation or flame velocity? What is flame velocity? How fast the flame moves from one place to other. It depends upon the following factors: methane content of the mine air, velocity of flame propagation increases with increasing fire damp content from the lower flammable limit upwards. After reaching the maximum value at the optimum concentration, the velocity decreases. So this is the relationship flame velocity with the methane content of mine air. Velocity of flame propagation increases with increasing fire damp content from the lower flammable limit upwards. After reaching the maximum value at the optimum concentration, the velocity decreases. So this is called your flame velocity. So condition of gas mixture, whether at rest or in motion. From experiments, it was found that maximum velocity of propagation is not greater than 0.6 meter per second. Maximum velocity of propagation of the flame is 0.6 meter per second. On the other hand, when the gas mixture is in motion, the velocity may quickly increase to fewer hundreds of meters per second. Then what is point of ignition? Point of ignition. Location of the point of ignition within the body of gas mixture markedly affects the velocity of propagation. If ignition takes place at the close end of a roadway filled with a gas mixture, the speed of propagation and severity of explosion are greater than when ignition takes place at the outby end of the roadway. When ignited at the outby end, rapid burning rather than explosion develops. So this is point of ignition. Then length of gas zone. Experiments in gas zones in the USBM experimental coal mine showed that velocity of flame propagation increases from 0 at the point of ignition to a maximum at a distance of about twice that of the original length of the gas body. The maximum velocity for the 7.5 meter zone is about 99 meter per second, and that for the 15 meter zone is 533 meter per second. Okay. Then presence of obstacles in the path or change in area of roadway cross section. Obstacles cause turbulence of the air and greatly increase the speed of the plane. Presence of objects or obstacles in roadway like props, wooden props, metallic props, or steel props, mine tops, ventilation doors, ventilation gratis clothes, etc. decreases its area of cross section and the velocity of propagation rises to a few hundreds of meter per second. So this is all about today's class. Tomorrow we'll discuss about causes of fire damp explosion in coal mines. Tomorrow means in next class on Tuesday we are going to discuss about causes of fire damp explosions in coal mines. Thank you. Thank you for patient hearing. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a good day.